Hi, my name's Tim Bennett-Hart and I'm the Director of Academic here at RSL Awards. So we look after the Rock School books and all those musical learning products, and I thought it might be good fun today just to talk a little bit about Summer Over the Rainbow. So we've got an amazing opportunity for people to download Summer Over Rainbow. All we ask in return is that you video a performance that you've played, send it in to us. Because what we'd love to do is be able to put these together to create a video montage of lots and lots of people playing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And it has become a bit of an anthem at the moment, hasn't it? So it would be really lovely to be able to kind of show our respects to everything that's going on at the moment in terms of COVID-19 and the current crisis, and come up with some really interesting videos. So the song "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" is an incredible piece of music anyway. Really, really popular across the world, holds a lot of meaning for a lot of people. And it's a simple enough melody based around a major scale, but what we've done within the book is try to sort of move it around a little bit so that you play it not just in one position. And it's great actually when you first get to know this piece, because many jazz artists have used this to improvise on. So one, you can play the actual melody. You can start to think about changing the rhythms, changing the sense of how you're going to play it, so that you can start to improvise and play any type of way that you want to. But we've got a fantastic arrangement, and it's in the Hawaiian style, of course, as the ukulele often is. So I wanted to take you through a couple of the elements that we'll work with. This features in grade 1. Now grade 1 is obviously at the beginning end of the ukulele syllabus, but it's actually it's still got some challenge to it. So I'll take you through some of the challenging parts, and then we'll think about how you might want to play it. Now we've arranged this as a duet. So with the duet, what that means is that you can either play the assessed part, which in this case is the melody, or you can play a rhythmic accompaniment. Now just a couple of bits about the rhythm. This is the non-assessed part. So if you were to take your grade 1 grade, this isn't the part that you're going to play. It's got a similar rhythm all the way through. It's fast. This is 140 beats per minute. And it's on the 2 and the 4 and. Now as you're playing that, a couple of tips that you might want to think about. Try and be loose with it if you possibly can. Remember, this is in the Hawaiian style, and Hawaii has a culture that's well known for being chilled out and relaxing. So think about just giving it a nice relaxed feeling to the play. It's got a kind of a reggae-ish feel to it as well, so think about the sunshine when you're playing it if you can do. The chords all the way through are really simple. I mean, it's an F and it just stays. Then you come to a B flat chord. Now if you haven't played a B flat chord before, just think about it. I mean, you can bar it with your first finger and then put your second and third fingers on top of that. Or I like to play it in a more relaxed feel, so it's more like a C shape on a guitar. And if you're having trouble getting all 4 strings playing at the same time, then you can just take one string out, just play the top 3 strings. And that way it's a bit easier because it's quite similar to the F chord that we're spending a lot of time with. Just remember to try and mute that top string if you want. Another thing to think about is your right hand muting. So if you're really thinking about playing it with great feel, then just try and make that second beat feel a little bit sharper. Because we don't want that ringing over into the third beat or the first beat of the next bar. And that way that little bit of muting keeps that sharp rhythmic style. So a little tip. So let's now think about the melody part as well. I mean, I'm playing this with a plectrum, but if you want to play it with fingers, that's absolutely fine. You'll notice that there's a real change in kind of tone when you play this with a plectrum. And it starts with that octave jump, which is really, really iconic. Now, as I mentioned, you could play this all in fifth position, but what we really want you to do is start to feel like you can move all the way across the fretboard, and perhaps even introduce some feeling of string skipping as well. Now, string skipping is going to be really important on the ukulele, and because of this higher string, we have to think about carefully about how we play chords. So we introduce things like campanella technique as you go on through the grades, and that can be really useful. But the key to getting that right is to do that string skipping. So the head is really nice, head, or the A and C section as it's marked up on the music. So the head's very well known. So the B section is really interesting as well because you've got these syncopated rhythms that go all the way through. And when you're playing those, again, just try and think about being loose and relaxed, but also note that there are some really long notes as well, and you can really hang on to those notes as you're playing through the pieces. And in that way, that particular piece of the music is quite lyrical as well. So just try and think about how that might fit together. Because this melody is a little bit less well known, I've used Replay, which is our digital sheet music tool, to be able to loop and kind of play that around and around, so I can really tend to get the feeling of that. So remember, listen to the music. If you've got Replay, then loop it round and you'll be able to see that work. So the most important thing to do with this piece of music is have fun to it. It's a really nice piece of music to learn, relatively simple. If it takes you a couple of weeks to learn it, then fantastic. I know that I'm going to do this with my son, and we're going to paint the ukulele and put a rainbow on it, and just think about how we represent what's happened across the country and internationally in terms of the last few months. Send us a video if you can of you playing this piece of music. If you are going to send us a video, then remember, play along to the backing track, and if you can, count in 1, 2, 3, 4. That way we can synchronise all of the videos to start at the same time. Have fun with this and let us know how you get on. We can't wait to see what you're going to do.